Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. It's about 1:40, January 11th, Saturday. Got this whole heat wave thing going on here, 47.5 degrees. I would show you what it is in centigrade, but looks like my batteries died here. So, in this thing, you can see this dampness all over it. Anyhow, parental guidance.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
I want to do a couple of cold starts today, seeing as it's warmed up. I've had some indications on the F150 that the battery's dead or dying. So I figured, given that it's almost 50 degrees, I'd give it a shot. The other thing is the physical therapist says I could kick in a clutch now, and I was going to give it a try. I was going to try to step on the clutch, see what happens. If you hear a yelp and a snap, that's not a good sign, eh? I don't anticipate that, given the way he's been bending my leg all over the place. I don't think I'll have any trouble. This clutch is probably a heck of a lot easier than what he's been doing to me. It's a good sign the dome light came on. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've gotten in this rig. Yeah, it's raining out. Welcome to my world. So, let's see if she fires up, or if she tells me it's time to walk. I can kick in the clutch. This supposedly is the right key. Come on. Or maybe not. Well, from the positive end of it, I can kick in the clutch. It should be the right key. It says Ford. That's the right truck. That sound you hear is the rain drumming against the windows. Yeah, there's wear on it. That should be the right key. Well, here we are. Ready? There we have it. The mighty Ford fired right up. And it's pouring outside, which means when I go to start the mighty Ranger, I'm going to get wet. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick little ride with this thing. She hasn't been out in a while. I don't want to take it off the driveway onto the real roads, because I try not to let these guys get exposed to salt. My two trucks, especially the Ranger, I've owned that one since she's been new, and I try to keep it out of the salt. Oh, here we are. I mean, I've told you guys the story on this rig probably 100 times. Come May, I will have owned it for 3 years. I bought it used. It had about 90K on it. The end of my driveway here. And here, let's let you look in the rearview mirror. Ooh, I'm still on high idle here. Wouldn't it be cool to crash this thing? I'll have to hear from the wife that I shouldn't be driving stick. And by the way, I'm not having any trouble with the clutch, which makes me happy, because that means that I can start my quests again. I should do what Musty One says and put a winch on this thing, so when I get one of my treasures, I can automatically haul it into the back of the truck. I don't have to lift and groan and all that. because I think it might be a little while before the doctor wants me doing those kind of crazy things. But we are. How about the pad? I mean, you guys could see I keep both these trucks on these concrete pads. There's a trailer back there that I always run into. So, the good news is the F-150 started, and I didn't lose the spare key. Here, let's give the let's let that warm up. Let's give the Ranger a shot. The Ranger always starts. This thing is young. It's got less than 40,000 on it, even though it's a 1996. I wish that I had bought a 1995, because here in New York, 1995 vehicles do not have to go through that computer test, that emissions inspection. I mean, they don't sniff tailpipe or anything, but you can't have check engine lights on. So let's see how this thing does. Okay. First try. Gotta love it. Yeah, you guys could see there's only 38K on this thing. Yeah, I've had this since new. It's got the 5-speed. Didn't even come with a radio, no air conditioning, nothing. Yeah, this was the cheap truck. I think delivered it was like 10.3 back then. I mean, in 1996, I don't know, 10.3 wasn't $1 million. It wasn't free money. I mean, if I could buy another one of these right now for 10.3, I would in a second. They don't, unfortunately, Ford doesn't make the Rangers anymore. So, take this thing for a little ride, hopefully, so the tires aren't square. Yeah, that's my newspaper sitting there getting drowned. Yeah, I'm happy because I, especially this one, come on boy, has a nice light clutch on it, and I have no trouble with it. I don't know, what do you guys want to watch? Rear view mirror out the front and the rear view mirror. Yeah, I gotta be careful. One doesn't want to take the maiden truck ride out and crash. The wife will give me all kinds of lectures. Yeah, the physical therapist says you can drive, but the doctor doesn't say it. Be honest with you guys, I didn't stop driving really at all. I think a week after I was home from the hospital, or a week after surgery, I was back to driving. Yeah, I just gotta make sure that I'm lining up to the slab. There we are. Let you guys look in the mirror as I back up. Don't want to back into the tug. The tug doesn't move. And up on the slab. Come away. There we are. So folks, for those of you who like these cold start videos, there's a couple of them for you. I kind of like when the weather warms up to start these things. Obviously one could go out when it's 20 below zero and start them, and this one would definitely start. That one I'd probably have to jump it because the battery, you know, I'd probably lose the voltage on the battery. But what I like more is when you start them when it's already warm out, it's a little easier on the engine, a little easier on everything. I mean, listen to that thing, how quiet it is. A couple years ago, I put a timing belt in this thing. Yeah, Ford still uses timing belts in a bunch of their engines, so she got a new timing belt. I think that's all I did to it. After 38,000 miles, it's probably more than ripe for spark plugs. It has the 2 plugs per cylinder. It's got the little 4-cylinder in it. I don't know what it is, 2.2 I guess, maybe 2.4. It's a little guy, 2.4 I think. Out on the highway, if I'm behaving myself, this thing will get 30 miles to the gallon. with a load in it, it still does in the low to mid 20s, which, you know, for a truck is excellent. That one out on the highway gets 20, 21 on a really good day with a load on it. On the highway, it gets a little under 20. I imagine around town in the winter pulling a load, I'd be lucky to get 10. Alright guys, it's been 10 minutes of this. I think I'm going to take a walk up and down the driveway while these things idle. And, you know, just warm up a little. So, yeah, I'm happy with the way this whole hip thing turned out as we walk in the rain. Obviously I'm walking. I got no cane. I think the cane's in the house, so that's not it. I think it's actually, I'm not sure where the cane is, so I guess who cares. And you could see I could walk at a halfway decent clip. I still have somewhat of a limp. The physical therapist likes when I walk on the treadmill. He says I limp less. He says when I walk just regular, like now, I have a tendency to rock more. It'll just take some time. When they fixed my leg, when they fixed the hip, it was probably a little short, probably a good ½ inch short. So he got it up to the length it should be, plus a little bit. So it's about 1 inch long. So that's kind of a 1.5 inch change. So it'll take my body a little while to get used to the new alignment. You know, to kind of straighten itself up. I've been crooked the wrong way for a long time. Now I got to be crooked the right way again. So that'll take some time. All right, folks. Live, love, and have a great time. Remember to keep your tires down, your handlebars up. If you're getting some warm weather where you are, go walk in the rain. It won't kill you. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. I don't know if I'll get another video out. Depends. I gotta get up to the garage and see if I can't get something done. Alright, take care, folks.